I needed somebody who could be very gentle with what he's trying to say, but still be firm enough to deliver the message. For me, I've never seen any female as competition. I'm always learning, Even that song we did with Sheffy, Love You, I was in like grade 9. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that was actually you.
Yeah.
Do you find it a problem when people sexually objectify you as an artist?
If you sexualize me, whether nimfwala chitenge, whether nimfwala bikini, that's on you. So what an honor to be the center of your desires. Fish wala chitamo benefit poke mkulanda ile wan kwa acha wacha mkulanda. Okay, na kuchinsha life. Ala boy wadi perform ile dile kango hivi.
Yeah.
I want to slap you.
Good afternoon. Welcome to another edition of On the Table. I'm Chimweka, or simply Chimweka, aka Cheetah 3. Well, the team here was saying that I scream in the microphone. So is this okay? This is all right? We're good? You sure? Yeah. Okay. All right. Today's interview is a very special one. I've never hosted this guest today. And you've seen probably from what is coming up on the show, with a very, very interesting conversation that we'll be having. She is a very talented artist, very talented dancer as well, an all-round entertainer, an all-round talented vocalist as well. Allow me to welcome the one and only Towela Kaira.
Pew, 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 pew.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I don't think we've had a sit down like this before.
Never, ever.
No.
I don't know what happened, but I think someone was saying it's hard to get Towela at an interview.
No, that's a lie. Just call me and set it up.
I never tried, but I'm like, really?
Is it?
Yeah, but good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
I had to get some red on because you had red. I'm like, hey, she's wearing red. Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Is
I
red
like your
your
shirt.
favorite color?
Sometimes.
Because I've seen, like, even from your car, you're like on the steering.
Yes,
red,
yes. I like red. I like bright colors. So like red, yellow, orange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they say like bright colors are good for like light-skinned people. Do you agree?
I feel like the colors that you like describe your personality. So most people that like black are very like, reserved inside.
Yeah.
Very vibrant personalities like bright colors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're an extrovert, in short.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Is an introverted side to you?
Yes. My social battery dies out fast like this. When I'm out, I'm out. But when I'm not, I'm absolutely not. Then you can't reach me.
Do you actually even go out? Like if you're not performing?
Yes, I do.
Really?
I do like a night out. I do like a nice night at a restaurant. What?
Really? Because I've never seen you like out like even probably like in a club or something.
I do my little rendezvous here and there.
Yeah.
I do be out sometimes.
Oh, that's nice. You've
Yeah.
got 2 new songs out.
Yes, I do.
You've got the mashup with Zavin.
Yes.
And you've also got Nakuyewa with J Cash. Let's start with the one with J Cash.
Yeah.
Why J Cash, first of all, for that particular song?
I needed somebody who could be very gentle with what he's trying to say, but still be firm enough to deliver the message. So I feel like that was the perfect guy for the job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously, I mean, J Cash is good with the
It's
raps.
J Cash, no doubt.
Yeah. And
So I had no doubts about him being able to deliver what needed to be delivered.
Yeah.
I just needed somebody who's very, soft spoken, filia,
Yeah.
You're telling somebody you miss them, so you're trying to lower them back in a little bit. So you
Yeah.
need someone who's very assertive but very soothing.
He had a very interesting verse.
Yes, you did.
And I bet you loved that verse.
Too much. Go harder, my dear. That's what I'm waiting for. Yeah.
You also have Pepe.
Pier with Zavin.
Yeah.
Ooh.
What was that like working with Zavin?
It's always a vibe, always about, embracing feminine energy. And, sometimes women are very ridiculed when they're very, like, confident, very assertive, It rubs people off the wrong way. So I love when energies match with people who are on the same page. So are we going to be the baddest girls? Let's do it. You know what I mean? So it's all about being in your highest, most feminine power. Because confidence is the biggest, Yeah.
You and Zavin are quite close, like off the scene, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Like
a good friend.
how does that work? Having an industry colleague that you're very close with, and
I mean,
you do music with.
it's good to have people that you could, relate with on that level, because fame is not for everyone. So in real life, you find that not everyone would relate to your experiences or what you have to deal with. So it's also good to have people who you could, share common experiences and get advice. Yeah,
That's really nice. Let me take you back, because I mean it's the first time you and I are having
yeah,
this
yeah,
sit
yeah.
down. I want to take you back to when you just came onto the scene.
Yes,
And when you came into the scene, after talking to a few people, I was told you were already doing music. You're doing mostly like
yeah.
performances at different places, covers, and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
What made you make the bold decision of saying, you know what, let my talent be seen
my talent be
commercially
seen.
as well for everybody.
I feel like patience. Patience. I know it's patience is a virtue, huh? But truly, patience is a virtue, because then I let the so one day the pachalo vesari got the plan. You know what I'm saying? So the trick is not to rush it. So many times I'd sing backup vocals for maybe people who I feel vocally, maybe you sing better, or maybe like, hi, if you're not next to you know what I mean? But time and chance come to us all, you know what I'm saying? So in that moment, that's not your time to be jealous or to be envious. It's your time to learn, to grow. Okay, this is what this one does, or this is what this one does. Like being in the background, I did literally everyone. Salma, Cleo, Mampi, I'm just speaking of the ladies,
Yes, yes, yes.
And, for me, I've never seen any female as competition. I'm always learning. With Cleo, like, oh my God, this woman has so much swag. She's very specific about what she wants, how she wants the set to look. Slowly you're learning from people instead of being like, oh, that should be me.
Yeah.
So you're slowly learning so that when your time comes, you're equipped with what you need to know. Yeah.
Well, did any of the conviction come through from your brothers?
No, they just watch me.
Really?
Yeah, because I feel like we all knew at some point you will collide with what you're meant to do. So it's not their place to say, and I would do features on their songs, on other people's songs in like grade 9. And nobody would even know. Even that song we did with Sheffy, Love You, I was in like grade 9. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
that was actually you. I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I guess eventually they were like, she'll find herself. And I appreciate that, because, sometimes being led by other people, it means it will be hard for you to stand on your own.
Yeah.
So living life on my terms helps me just do things on myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how did you even manage to navigate that? Because when you're they already established themselves in the industry.
Yeah.
At the time you're coming, very well known and respected brands, and they like officially welcome you. You had the
Yeah.
song Delay, which
Yeah.
featured the both of them.
Yes.
But then also to show your individual brilliance. What was that like for you?
It was a good moment because, generally speaking, they're not the type to help you when you're not helping yourself. But when you need them, they'll definitely show up. So this whole, oh no, she was spoon fed, oh no, her brothers. No, 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 no. Vamos at, oh, okay, na mbako hapa, sentumwa fweko tumtualiko hapa. So, you know what I'm saying? So it was such a surreal moment to have both of them when I was entering this new, like, mainstream world. Just to have them there, like, help me with interviews. Makitu helped me set up my first radio tour. Shefi was there for my first 2 interviews as well. So, yeah.
And having brothers who are that known, what was it like even before you came into the scene? Being the young sister of Shefi, Makitu, is it something you got used to?
First of all, everybody used to say, nah, what you're light, they're dark now.
That comes up a lot.
Yeah. So
Others
only
actually
when
feel that-
after delay, then like, oh, okay, so that's your brother. That's your.
Yeah.
Before then, they'd even pass me. Oh my God, Makitu. I'm like, oh, okay. I even stopped saying that's my brother because they're like, really?
Yeah,
You're light
yeah.
skinned, they're dark.
Yeah.
But Katuisha want to. My genetics, me want to.
I totally get that. If people see my siblings, my parents, people are dark, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But people even think, oh, maybe their dads were brothers or
Yes,
something
yes,
like
yes,
that.
yes,
That
yes. It just happens.
No way that they're from the same mother, same father.
It just happens. Sometimes genetics be doing that.
Yeah. And in the process, you said you were in grade 9 when that song was done.
Yes.
Did you like get also famous because they are
No, I
related
didn't
to?
want to be. Oh, I was such a shy kid, let me tell you.
Really?
I didn't want my name on anything. You know, there to my songs that I listen to now, I'm just like, oh, that's my voice. You know, I didn't want my name. I wanted it to be like, you know, one of those to my vocal chops you get from the internet.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
I was so shy. I'm like, what if people know it's me? Why was I even thinking like that? But why should I go out? Sure.
So when you got into the mainstream side,
Yes.
what were some of the things that you noticed on how the game works that were a bit of like a shock to you?
A bit of not a shock, but a disappointment. Sometimes great music doesn't thrive, and trash music thrives. That's my biggest disappointment. You know, great music doesn't thrive. You know, even just like with the live music, if I have a good voice,
Yes.
that's it. If I'm singing the songs the way they're meant to be sung, that's it. So it was such a disappointment because I was coming from a place where people are judged off merit. You can't hire somebody who doesn't sing.
Oh, yes.
But you can be famous and not be able to sing. You can be famous and not be able to rap. You know what I'm saying? So that was the biggest disappointment for me.
Were there any shocks from like behind the scenes, like what goes on behind the scenes within the industry?
Not really, because everything that I experienced building up with the live stuff, it's not too different from the mainstream stuff. Only the skills are bigger, you know. So it's just shocking how much I feel women have to almost prove themselves all the time. You know what I'm saying? Every time I put out a song, I need to prove myself. Every time I'm doing something new, I need to prove myself. Why? You know I'm talented. You know I sing, you know I dance, you know I perform, you know I do everything. But every time I'm doing something new, I have to prove myself to you. So that's the bummer.
Would you agree that it's harder for females
Absolutely.
especially to penetrate an industry like music?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because others would argue that because you have less females in the industry, it's easier to notice when there's a female coming onto the scene.
Yeah, it's like saying, why is it hard to pass the bar? Because there are less people passing. Why? Because the test is hard. That's why there are lesser people passing the bar.
So what is different with what one needs to do?
Men can be judged based off their talent. You know, women have to work hard to maintain that bar. You know what I'm saying? That's why we age shame women, you know. But nishi wants somebody ekota, but you're shaming women for being old. You know, I've never heard someone say, "Hey, banan kanena bakula badia," or "Oh, bajeke bakulu shan shan shan." No, you oh ba exauna bakula. No, you're like, oh, this amazing talented artist, but you hear, oh, mampi this, mampi that. You get what I'm saying? So the bar definitely shifts when it comes to women.
Do you think there's like cultural aspects involved as well? That's either maybe stop females from wanting to take this up, or even along the way where a woman has been in the industry but maybe begins to do something else along the way. Do you think there's like the cultural aspect there?
Yes, but we're slowly moving away from that. We're slowly moving away from a lot of things. And I feel like right now, us even pushing the envelope, more benefit are the next ones. Because now we've nam say up on number you can pass. You get what I'm saying? So the people that are dealing with why are you wearing that? Oh, why are you performing like this? Or why are you doing that? You know what I mean? There'll come a point where it's like, oh, look at what she's performing. She's, But for now, there's a lot of things that are embedded in what we're doing. You get what I'm saying? But in the case where everything will be better. But for now, there's so many cultural aspects, Oh, a woman can't do that. A woman can't do that, And it's not always from a point of hate, So I can't really come at, hey, you don't support women. Sometimes it's even from a point of hate. If you get what I'm saying? You see someone, short, it's different for you. So you're going to say, oh, okay, that's not okay. Not because you're being hateful, but because that's not what you're used to. Yeah.
How have you, do you find it a problem when people um, like sexually objectify you as an artist?
No.
Or is it something you don't?
No, I don't mind.
You don't mind?
I don't mind.
Really?
Yes.
That's like you're one of the first people I've ever heard say that.
I do not mind because that's entirely on you.
Mm.
That's entirely on you. If you sexualize me, whether nimfwala chitenge, whether nimfwala bikini, that's on you. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So what an honor to be the center of your desires. Really, truly. It could be anybody, you know? That means I'm beautiful. That means I'm confident. You know what I'm saying? That means there's a star in me that you see. There's just something about me. You can't put a name on it. Even people that hate me, I'm just like, I understand. Why wouldn't you? I remind you of everything that you're not. I remind you of everything that you can't be. You know what I'm saying? So I trigger you. I trigger your insecurities. I trigger what you wish you could have been if you had enough confidence to love yourself.
I mean, others feel that you sexually tease people with your dance moves and maybe what you wear. You put them in a position to objectify you like that.
Utakwaba ifyo. Takwaba. Ngolefwa ni shulefwa. Tabapatikisha. Ngoachimbona shani. Tekunchitan folonga ndekutwala mwesho. You know what I'm saying? It's on you, and I really don't mind.
But what if it's like it's at a show, you know? Like,
at a show, and I'm performing a song,
Yeah.
and I'm expressing myself. If
Yeah.
you like it, thank you. Whatever you do with that, that's your business.
Have you been getting backlash for that? Have you experienced any form of backlash for that?
I don't know. I can't say backlash. I just call them opinions, and everybody has them. You know what I'm saying? The same with this shirt. I like it. Somebody else won't like it. You know what I'm saying? Will I take it off because you don't like it? No. But tekwati sometimes kulabaila yakwati maybe I can make a mistake, or I'll fall short here and there, and I'm not opposed to getting advice. But sometimes we just like different things, and I won't change who I am because you don't like it. You just like different things, and it's okay. Yeah.
Even with that, does it complement the music, or does it take away from the music from your experience?
No, I don't. I don't think it takes away from the music. I wish it's not the taking away from the music that those things don't bother me. I just want us to appreciate good music.
Yeah.
Because truly in my heart, that's truly what I put out.
Yeah.
Even with this song with J Cash.
Yeah.
It's such a good quality song, good quality video. Everything is top tier. You get what I'm saying? So I want us to add value on that. So I don't care what's taken away from what.
Yeah.
But senturunde kofia man, in short. Yeah.
Yeah, and so even with what you were saying earlier, when you talked about people not appreciating good music just on its own, does it mean that people have to do more for their music to get the attention it deserves?
Yes. I feel like I have to go through circles to get people to appreciate good music. But if you did that, like this, let me tell you.
So meaning that the problem is with the consumers.
The problem is with the consumer, yes. For this specific case. Because I cannot say this music is bad. This music is not top quality. You get what I'm saying? But we've been conditioned to prefer this, to listen to that. You get what I'm saying? The same way you've been conditioned to love Amapiano over Zambian music. You go to a nice mainstream club from 22 to whatever time you leave, it's Amapiano. Even those underground Amapiano rappers, I don't know if they're singers or rappers. Gabap Shafen or Mborumo. Kukwata Mzambia. Sold out. You get what I'm saying? We're just conditioned like that. It's not that people who also go to those clubs don't want to listen to Zambian music, but they're being conditioned every night to listen to that. So when you listen to it for 3, 4, 5 months consistently, when you go to a place and it's not playing, you feel like you're missing out. There's something missing in your night. So you've been socially conditioned. They do those experiments where, like, if somebody's happy, they wear vanilla, right? They wear vanilla. So the day they don't wear vanilla, you think they're sad because you're always used to smelling that vanilla when they're happy. Same thing. Same thing. So it's social conditioning. And one person can change. If we all decide to collectively be like, guys, let's support good music. Not saying turn up music is not nice, obviously, but let's balance. Let's have a balance to where now, ngana isako upshat ni saying imbo inga sontat fidele at or lilities.
Yes.
What song in this generation do we have?
And that actually takes me to my next question. When did we get to this point? Because there was a time where,
Yes.
like, the message and meaning of the song was one carried the song.
Yes.
But
You
now
know,
it's different.
now you just want to vibe. You know, now you just want to now you want to switch off your brain. You know what I mean? I feel like life has become too hard. People want any opportunity to switch off their brain. Any opportunity. Whatever music that allows you not to confront your demons, that's what you want to listen to. Mude mapiano tawishi wanga waleko but mude farero once I'm saying you don't know what they're saying. You're just in a vibe, you know? Which is not a bad thing, but kwata ko balance. Muntu kwata ko balance.
So maybe it's like a generational thing.
It really is a generational thing. And I hate that. Like we're one of those people now. Music yakale, music yakale. You know, an odd person say that.
Yes.
But for real this time.
Yeah.
You know, so I wish everybody would have a balance. You know what I mean? Have a balance. The same way on a Sunday morning, you're going to listen to what? Gospel music, right?
Yes.
Because you have a balance. You get what I'm saying?
Unless you're just coming straight from the club, then maybe you'll
hangover type with carry over.
back to back.
Yeah.
We'll take a break and we'll be back. We're still hanging out with Towela Kaira. Stick around.
Yes, sir. At the bottom of all the nonsense that happens sometimes, she's a good person. So we're gonna sideline the person that has proper substance abuse to somebody who took liquor that one night. The whole situation, I felt like I needed to come to her defense because she really looked crazy. Let me tell you. Benefit I want to slap you.
Welcome back. You're still watching On the Table. My guest is the one and only Towela Kaira. Do you have a middle name?
No.
Really?
No, just have Towela Kaira.
I
used to think my middle name was Sapphire for some reason. But I probably got it from a cartoon or something when I was a kid. But I don't have a middle name.
And so you just dropped it?
Yes.
When you were doing live, did you have like
a stage name? No.
So you've always been using
yes, Towela Kaira. I almost had a stage name, Venus. Almost.
Where did that come from?
I don't know. I just wanted something out of this world, you know. You know, so it's Venus for girls, Mars for men, you know. But I just used to cringe everybody. Anytime somebody called me Venus, okay, let's stick to Towela while we figure out the AKAs, you know.
Yeah.
And then I just realized there's power in my name, you know. My name means something beautiful, Towela. Kaira means to build. So the full translation of my name is to build something beautiful. And what better name than that? Hey! Clap for me, please. Yeah.
Put the sound effects, but the thing is over that side. Okay. Your Makitu was saying that you're the most talented. I don't know if he's saying that because it's our young sister.
Yeah.
Or but he says you're the most talented.
I hate to brag, but you know, I will not refute the compliment, you know, because that'd be putting myself down for what, you know. Sometimes people see in you what you don't see in yourself, you know, and for the biggest part, they have such an amazing journey musically, both of them, you know, and so to hear that from somebody who's seen talented people and like, where this one is going, you guys, you're not even ready, you know. It's such a compliment and it's such a boost for myself because in moments where I have doubts, I'm like, you know. I think of those moments like there's actually somebody who thinks I'm more talented than them, you know, and not more talented that, oh, you can do better, but like you have the gift to take it to the next level. And for me, that's more than enough to keep me going.
I mean, it's no doubt that when it comes to your vocals are on point, you're an amazing vocalist.
Yeah.
But how often do you write your own music?
Always. I do have co-writers, yes, but I'm always involved with whatever I do, especially like sentimental pieces. Yeah, like the Nakuyewas, you know, like
Okay.
when you hear like an Afro like Toi, then you know it's me, you know. But we do have writers for to my projects where it's always good to have other people contribute so you don't sound the same. Yeah, I'm sure if you've heard a lot of artists like Afnyolimbo, January, February, it sounds similar, you know, because you're the one who's always writing and because you love what you do so much. To you, feel your winner.
Don't notice.
Yes, but okay, that sounds similar to that. Oh, that sounds similar to, you know, yeah. So it's always good to have co-writers or even just people contributing like, try to do this, try to do that. Yeah.
You're also known for your dancing. You even got nominated for Zamtel Awards. Dance
You know, I didn't even realize. I'm like, that's why you've been nominated. Not because social media was. I assumed it was for content creators.
Yes.
You know, so I didn't pay much mind. I was like, come on.
But
You
so
know?
how do you feel about the nomination?
I'm so chuffed.
Yeah.
I'm so chuffed because people who are in the category are actual real dancers.
Yeah. But
I dance to
aren't you a
support
real
my-
dancer yourself?
I dance to support my craft.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
yes. I feel like it's something. I feel like if anyone puts their mind to something, they can learn it. Because I wasn't like a dancer, you know. But I just learned when I was putting out Zingati because I wanted to try a more upbeat version of my sound, right? So I'm like, I need to be the best at what I'm doing, you know. So I can't put out a rumba afro and not know how to dance. So I started learning how to dance, learning, panono, and here we are. You know, and I'm still learning more things.
Yeah.
So give me 6 more months. It's gonna be crazy. Let me tell you.
I mean, all the best in that category that you've been
Thank
nominated
you.
in.
Thank you.
But speaking of awards, which even reminds me, last year,
Yes.
Towela Kaira, and it's good Towela Kaira is here. It's good.
Let me
Last year,
Talk to me.
we had the Personality of the Year Awards.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to recollect
What happened?
So the thing does Mr. Mwanda on stage.
Yes.
First of all, what kind of relationship do you have with
I don't
Auntie
have
Millie?
with Auntie Millie.
Yeah.
I think I have a soft spot for Auntie Millie because I see her heart. She has a big heart, you know, and she's often in the wrong place at the wrong time, and you can't save everybody, right? But at the bottom of all the nonsense that happens sometimes, she's a good person, you know? And at that night, she was trying to be a good person. She was trying to keep it together. She was at the very heart of that nonsense breakup, you know? So she was truly trying her best to keep it together, you know? So because then she was sitting next to me, right? So then we're there like cheering her on, you know. I think she passed by them or something, you know. She's like, oh, I've seen them, Bachibok, Shanshan. I'm like, you know, just forget it. You look great. You're having a good time, you know. Mula become Chimwela. Shortly. Mwaisai mwakwela pa stage. Okay. Nice. Makwela. And if you and me both know that clip that you posted was the short version. The long version was diabolical, and that was what I was addressing. That short one where it was like, one kwacha, two kwacha. The whole conversation, crazy.
Which?
The one you had on stage,
Uh-huh.
because I remember you posted like I think a minute or like 30 seconds of that, but the entire conversation that you had on stage was crazy. Let me tell you, it was so crazy. And you know, sometimes we get caught up in the moment where while you were on stage, you were not thinking, oh, Auntie Millie as the person, or you're not thinking of, oh, Bamluanda as what.
Because the
You were just working.
The conversation was a one kwacha as a tip.
Ala boy wadi performer and then you're like, oh, one catcher this, and then you're like, oh my god, I hope Auntie Millie is not here. Auntie Millie, are you in the audience? That's what you said, bro. Do you know I literally had to cover Auntie Millie's mouth. I literally had to cover Auntie Millie's mouth because you that happened and then you egged her on. You're like, I hope Auntie Millie, Auntie Millie, are you in the audience? Bro, I was like, no way he said that. No way he said that. You know, it's like a situation is already bad. It's like somebody's making fun of your shoes and you're in the audience and then everybody's kikiing. And then they're like, oh my God, is Towela here? Oh my God, Towela with the ugly shoes. Bro. Bro. Ha.
So here's what was quite interesting because after there's a video that went around where she reacted.
And me with like my wig moving around.
So there was that, and then it seems like you've had a problem with Mr Mwanda for something. I don't know, you mentioned something about what you wanted to do to what you had some advice for her about Mr Mwanda, right? Prior to that,
if she went back to him.
Yes.
I just feel like he was a stop that she shouldn't have sat at. Should have been a flame.
I love how you're picking your words. Like, okay, let me. Yes,
because I do have respect for Faith. So out of respect for her,
yeah,
I can't just go bashing or saying whatever.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, if somebody is somebody you consider a friend, you're not gonna speak sideways about their man. You know what I mean? So that's why in Desho Kulande Funingalanda, you know, but I feel that Bambini Bampitanshila, you get what I'm saying? Bamubak Pushafi Musebo, hi and bye.
So fast forward to that night, and I think the day after the whole video made its rounds, and then you also, you had something to say about how she conducted herself, and
and about the whole situation.
Yeah,
I feel like, with the whole situation, I felt like I needed to come to her defense because she really looked crazy. Let me tell you, she looked crazy, and I get why she would look crazy. But I saw her before that happened, you people. She really was trying to keep herself together. You know what I'm saying? I saw a woman try to carry her head with so much shame. You get what I'm saying? It's hard to see people that hurt you win, or people that hurt you mocking you. You get what I'm saying? That was what that was. Fish wala chitamo benefit pakuya mkulanda ile wan kwa wacha mkulanda. Okay, na kuchinisha life. Wamonate tafukwete pone nchito ule mpontero omuntu okusungira abana. You get what I'm saying? Fieta fyakwete nchito. So you're at a point where you see someone try. Ala she tried, let me tell you palia. Pale baikele. We just Lily was holding a hand this side, I was holding a hand. Like, just relax. It'll pass. It's gonna be done in like a few seconds. Relax. You know? And it just wasn't.
But she I think admitted, and so did Mr. Mwanda say that. I mean, there was some alcohol that was taken. There was free alcohol that night, so people were drinking. She was also drinking. He says.
So we're gonna sideline the person that has proper substance abuse to somebody who took liquor that one night.
No, but the point, even from what she said, was she was under the influence. So
that's what people say, but. I believe no one does. You can perform when you're drunk, but what you wanted to do when you're sober, you do when you're drunk better. You get what I mean?
What you wanted to do when you were?
What you wanted to do when you were sober, you do when you were drunk better.
But when you're drunk, it affects your judgment, your reasoning.
If I felt like I was going to slap you now when I'm sober, and I slap you when I'm drunk, wasn't it the same intention?
But the thing is, you didn't do it. And then the consequences when you're drunk are worse, because when you're sober, you're able to reason saying, this could be the outcome if I did this.
I feel like sometimes we feel so much shame when we do something very embarrassing. So instead of saying, I just performed, I'll say, oh, I was drunk, or I was what. But that's really how I felt.
Yeah.
I want to slap you. I want to, you know what I'm saying? That's really how I felt.
In fact, we'll get that clip. You should get that clip and just put it there in the promo. Like, hey, I want to slap you. And then people on social media like, hey, what's going on? Towela wants to slap
Ah,
you.
that can, you know, but don't watch full interviews. They just be like, hey, blood of Jesus.
But as we conclude on this,
Yeah.
So after, I mean, you wrote the whole article
Yeah.
about the whole thing.
So now for me, my thing was, I was just trying to exonerate her in that moment. I wanted people to see her as a person. Because so many times you see people as celebrities, you know, as an entity. You don't see it, won't feel you. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I was trying to bring across. So even when that whole backlash came onto with Chichi thing, I felt so bad because initially the one who was egging that situation was you. Chichi was just there like a supporting actress to what you were egging on, you know. So I felt bad that she got the short end of the stick when the initial post was to exonerate Millie. You know what I mean? So to have other people bashing Chichi I felt so bad for that because she's such an amazing person. You know what I mean? Even on that same day, she held it down. She had such like, she's such a jovial person, you know what I mean? She's such a good person. And so to see an amazing person be dragged because you're trying to help another good person was not my intention. I'd rather they would have dragged you. Yeah, boy, you can manage.
And you know, that's the funny part because
Yeah.
if people knew like the actual story, these guys know the actual story.
Yeah.
But it's fine. I let people. I'll take the heat. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I
Those
feel like you
situations.
could have, because you're a guy, so it's
Yeah.
easier for you to like, you know, I just felt, you know, it shouldn't have been that way because she's an amazing person. Like on screen, off screen, just as a human being, like she's just a good person all around, you know?
I wish I could say more about the thing, but anyway, we let bygones be bygones. We fast forward.
Yeah.
But let's also talk about support from fellow women generally.
Yeah.
What has been your experience? Because you mentioned you love to work with fellow female artists, but I mean, do you see this as well happening even outside yourself in that equation?
I feel like women do support women, and sometimes it's easier to notice the women that are not supporting you, you know. But I feel like once I changed my perspective and realized that more women support me than those that don't, I actually learned to appreciate that women are actually doing their best to support each other, you know. Because even when we release music, female artists are the first to share. You know, they're the first to comment, oh, this is nice, your outfit look great. You know, even just when I'm doing shows, for me, if I'm like the headliner for an event, it's mostly women, you know. So I can't say I've never been supported by women because my biggest supporters are women. So I always, every time I'm on stage, I'm like, I'm doing this for the girls, you know. I'm dressing up for the female gaze because I know if I have a cut crease like this, a woman will notice. A man will be like,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, women do support women.
And as far as music goes, would you ever sign with a record label? I don't know if you're still under Nexus. You know, I don't understand how. No, you're not. Would you ever sign with a record label?
With the right circumstances, of course. I feel like it takes away from the burden of having to do things yourself and supervise the small things. You know, it would be nice to be at a point where you're just worried about your art. You know, you're not worried about management, distribution, shani. So if you can find a label that is well equipped to do those things, it'll be a win for sure.
So why are you no longer with Nexus?
Nexus is no longer with us. Mwanda, I'm sure. You know, but in short, I feel like a lot of people just outgrew the label, you know, and they signed new artists. I think they have new artists now. So I wish them all the best, obviously. Yeah.
All right, great. I know we're getting closer to mid 2025. What else do you have planned for the rest of this year?
I'm hopefully trying to put out an album. Yes. So I'm just getting into the semantics for that, and I'm so excited. It's my first like proper body of work. So, yeah.
I think it's been long overdue.
4 years. Let's do
4
it.
years, yeah. Because I mean, you have been doing so well over the years. you've created a brand for yourself, a name for yourself, which, by the way, I think is amazing
Yeah.
of you to do, because of, like you said, for some people they saw you under the shadows of your brothers,
Yeah.
but you have still managed to create a substantial brand for yourself, and that's
Yeah.
really commendable. Well done to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
So you owe us a body of work. So are we saying
For
this year?
sure. I can do it.
This is
guys.
on record.
We're gonna do it this year, guys. It's almost done. It's almost ready, and I cannot wait. Next time we have a discussion, we'll be discussing. So, which one is your favorite song? Which one is your? Tarafox sana kuba na host. Guess I'm the host.
Give me a call. We'll make it happen. By the way,
Yeah.
what would you say is your biggest or most well received song from the time you dropped Delay?
There's Manana.
Oh yeah.
There's Zingati.
Uh-huh.
There's Lava.
Yeah. So if you're doing which one usually comes last at your shows?
At events, it
Yeah.
depends.
Uh-huh.
It depends. If it's a full women crowd, I'll do Manana. If it's a mixed crowd, I'll do Zingati.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Zingati that's an amazing record. And I
Thank
saw you
you.
doing the squats with the.
Ah! Let me tell you, those squats, bird. Let me tell you. That nyash is not for nyashing, just. He actually worked hard for that bum.
Really?
Hey, those squats. You know, I was just doing the promo clip. I couldn't walk for 2 days. Like, it hurt so bad. Those squats that man does,
Uh-huh.
they're lethal.
And for him, it's normal. He carries on.
No, it's just like, he's been smiling. How are you smiling through this? Hey.
And with your two latest songs, Nankuye and Pier Pier,
Yes.
what kind of feedback are you getting from the songs?
The people that love to dance are definitely vibing with Pie Pie. The lover girls and the sweethearts at heart love Nakuyewa. And that's how I like it. I feel like because I do a lot of things, it's not like one of those, if you hear one artist, you know the type of song you're going to get.
Yeah.
You never know what you're getting with me. So I feel like if I do a dance song, the people that love the lover type of music from me feel starved. So I feel like putting these songs out at the same time is such a good balance, because those that love that stuff can get their feel, and those that love the dancing stuff can get their feel as well.
Towela, thank you so much for coming through on the show today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Towela Kaira has been my guest today on The Table. Thank you as well for tuning in to the show. Let's do this again next week, Sunday at 17 hours. Bye-bye.